It's my pleasure now to introduce to you Tim White, who is the Regional Prevention Coordinator for Prestera. Tim, am I right now? Prestera again? Okay, good, good. Not Westbrook. Westbrook, we love you. Prestera. Tim White, ladies and gentlemen.
We have a breaking news alert. Yeah, deputies with the Wayne County Sheriff's Department spent the day going door to door on a drug roundup.
We're following some breaking news for you now out of Mingo County this afternoon. We're just getting word into our newsroom that the sheriff of Mingo County, Eugene Crum, has been shot. A Mingo County 911 dispatcher is telling us this shooting happened.
Now on 13 News Weekend Edition, it's all too common here in the Kanawha Valley. Another meth lab is taken down.
This is Vicki Jones. Yes, Governor. I'm on it. I will make the call.
All right, so Friday we have the Be the Hero Against Bullying tour in Man, West Virginia, 3 schools in 4 hours. We've also had 10 other schools booked in the last 2 weeks.
Superheroes, we need your help. We are seeing crime in our streets, broken homes, drug-endangered babies, underage drinking, and prescription drug overdoses. Can you help us?
Holy Prevention Team, we need to get involved. So what are we going to do? Who are we going to call?
I know exactly what we're going to do, and I know exactly who we're going to call.
Underage drinking, drug abusers, drug endangered babies, crimes in our street, broken homes. Yes, sir, you made the right call. We'll take care of it. I'll make the call. We'll call all the heroes. We're on it. Thank you, sir. Bye. It's time to make the call. You need to call out your heroes. Get them into the streets, get them into the schools, get them into churches. We've got to take our community back. Make the call. It's time to rally the heroes.
Tim White, Region 5 Coordinator with Prestera Center, sent out the call to all 10 county anti-drug coalition leaders and encouraged them to make the call throughout their communities for everyone to come together and develop strategies to battle the onslaught of substance abuse that has an evil grip on the citizens of West Virginia.
So the call went out across Region 5 for local heroes to come together, to work together, and to strategize together. They began to formulate plans, work groups, and subcommittees. They no longer sat around and just talked about the problems of substance abuse, but they began to work towards solutions to specific problems in their county and in their communities. As this happened, people began to realize that one person could make a difference. But as 1 became 2, 2 became 4, 10 became 20, they realized the power that can be generated when people take ownership of the problems and start to identify and work towards solutions. Out of monthly prevention coalition meetings, people went out into their communities to provide information and education on the solutions and services provided throughout Region 5. Coalitions partnered with schools, hospitals, and health departments and other community organizations to disseminate information related to substance abuse, prevention, and education.
Town hall meetings and summits were held to train and to equip community leaders and volunteers in the areas of substance abuse, prevention, intervention, treatment, and recovery. Roundtable discussions were held on the issues of underage drinking, prescription drug abuse, synthetic drugs, methamphetamine, and drug-endangered babies. Strong partnerships and collaboration with local agencies and service providers began to emerge.
Training on evidence-based programs was provided free of charge throughout Region 5 to give volunteers the tools and resources they need to inform and educate children, teens, adults, seniors, veterans, and their families about the dangers of alcohol and other drug use.
Partnerships were established and strengthened with local and regional agencies, including law enforcement, schools, churches, hospitals, and first responders. Region 5 made it a priority to educate children and teens about dangers of tobacco, alcohol, and other drugs. Schools opened their doors and classrooms for presentations by expert speakers to educate staff and students about the issues related to underage drinking, tobacco use, prescription drug abuse, and illegal drug use. Programs like Don't Horse Around with Drugs and Heroes for Hire were offered to every first grade class in Cabell County schools. Evidence-based programs like Too Good for Drugs and Keep a Clean Mind were offered to many 4th, 5th, and 6th graders throughout Region 5.
An asset in Region 5 is youth participation, youth empowerment, and the voices of young people speaking out against alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. Funding and resources were provided to start up or expand Students Against Destructive Decisions, chapters, and 24/7 clubs with anti-violence and anti-drug emphasis in each high school and middle school in Region 5. In each of the counties, coalitions and schools work together to train and encourage young people to be positive role models and mentors to their peers and young students. Several coalitions sponsored teen summits or Teen Issue Day. School assemblies were held to get teens thinking about short and long-term consequences of the decisions they make as they are offered tobacco, alcohol, and drugs.
Our peers don't know as much about drugs and alcohol as they think they do, and they're ruining everything that they could ever possibly have.
I was given the opportunity to educate my fellow peers so that way they can make the right decisions, so hopefully they'll be on the right path to a better future.
Many of these young people move beyond their schools and out into the community to form their own coalitions, taking on projects such as Sticker Shock and Sign-R inspections to eliminate alcohol and tobacco sales to minors, and Prom Promise, geared toward high school students to make the pledge to not drink or use drugs.
Faith-based organizations became strong partners in prevention in Region 5. Churches provided free meeting space for coalition meetings and trainings. They helped to distribute publications with information on substance abuse. Coalitions partnered with the churches for several major events, such as the Back to School Bash and holiday events. Churches provided volunteers to be trained so they can offer faith-based support and recovery programs, such as Celebrate Recovery, 12 Steps with Jesus, Lifeline, and the Loved Ones Group support programs for families.
All right, my name is Larry Sterling. I'm the senior pastor here at Fountain of Life Worship Center in Madison, West Virginia. We partner with the coalition to accomplish a lot of our major goals. We believe that we have an active drug and alcohol abuse program here at the church. We have small groups to help people recover and get stronger. But we come together and partner together to do a common goal of reaching this community for the deliverance of drugs and alcohol. We have people being set free in our community, and not only in this church but other churches in Boone County, because of the efforts of the local churches, because of the efforts of the agencies that are here, which we are a firm believer that a good partnership will ultimately be a huge asset for the state of West Virginia and also the community at large.
Partnerships with local law enforcement agencies are stronger. Law enforcement agencies are more involved with coalitions and community-sponsored events.
Well, I think coalitions, first and foremost, they get the information. So they get this information, what's going on in their communities, first and foremost, so they know what to target. So that way they can bring what is needed in that particular area and get things out there to those folks, whether it's children, parents, teachers, just anybody out in the community with concerns on if it's underage drinking, if it's prescription abuse, whatever it is. That coalition could reach out and give education to our people on, here are the things we can do. These are the programs that we have. These are the outsources that we can reach for to help everybody.
Permanent prescription drug drop-off boxes were installed, giving citizens an opportunity to dispose of unwanted or expired prescription drugs.
Meetings held with community leaders, key stakeholders, and state and federal leaders allow discussions about opportunities, help provide additional funding to expand services and resources, and help our citizens who are already impacted by addiction.
A strong component in Region 5 is the treatment service available with organizations like Prestera Center. Prestera Center provides a broad range of behavioral health care services. Prestera Center offers a variety of addiction services, including recovery, coaching, outpatient, detoxification, public inebriate services, both long and short-term residential housing, and permanent recovery housing. This continuum of care allows experienced staff to offer the very best treatment within a fully integrated system, developed to meet the individual needs of each client.
Realizing that once people receive treatment, their journey is not complete. Region 5 is working hard to support and expand ongoing services and programs like recovery coaching, peer mentoring, and community-based 12-step support group meetings. Recovery is a lifelong process. Having a safe, drug-free place to stay after completing treatment is essential to maintaining sobriety. Recovery homes and sobriety services are provided throughout Region 5 by agencies like Crossroads, the Lifehouse, the Healing Place, Loved Ones Groups, Renaissance, 12-step support groups, and others that encourage long-term, sustained recovery.
And as a result, all of our Region 5 concerned citizens, key leaders, individuals, coalitions, volunteers, services, and organizations continue to work together. We celebrate the men and women who have been clean and sober.
We are celebrating their recovery as they are restored to be responsible working people, parents, and employees in our communities.
They too are ready to go out into our communities to tell their stories. That prevention works, treatment is effective, and people do recover. Throughout Region 5, many people have answered the call to be a hero.
Now it's your turn. Will you answer the call? Will you be a hero?
Answer the call, be a hero. Answer the call, be a hero. Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call,
Be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
answer the call, be a hero.
Answer the call, be a hero.
Stand up, guys. These are folks from our recovery community. That's why we do what we do in Region 5, is to get to the very end of that presentation. When someone can stand there and hold up a sign that says, I'm one day clean and sober, and then someone else holds up a sign that says, I'm 1,095 days clean and sober. We tell our folks every day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I would like for everyone in Region 5, part of our collaborative, would you please stand, because this is all about you and your effort and your commitment to all that we do in our region. We have a very special challenge for each and every one of you. I have some very, very special guests that have come here with me. Ladies, we have a very special gift that we would like to give to you on behalf of Region 5. Matter of fact, I'd like the rest of our regional folks, you all have some gifts that we want to present to everyone in the room. So if you'll go ahead and start distributing these. We're asking you to answer the call and to be a hero. We're providing you with a sticker that we encourage you to wear as often as you can. And when people say, answer what call? Ask them, answer any call. Be a coach, be a mentor, pray for someone, be there for someone. We have a bracelet that we're presenting to you that also says, be a hero. Because everyone in this room, we are who we are because someone was a hero to us. A parent, a teacher, a coach, a pastor, a grandmother. And so we want to encourage you as often as you can, wear that bracelet, wear that sticker. If you do not have one, raise your hand. We'll be sure that you get a bracelet and a sticker. But we really do believe that prevention does work. Treatment is effective, and it's obvious in all of our regions that people do recover. I'm also very honored to have with us today 3 young people from Region 5, and they're going to come up and just have a couple of brief remarks. This is David LeGros, Bray Stanley, and Joey Keith.
How y'all doing today? Good? See some people kind of tired, some on their phones. I mean, it's a long day, trust me. But I'm here to talk to you about my role in CSAP, which is Cabell County Substance Abuse Prevention Partnership. And before I got involved, I would come home every night and I'd watch the news with my parents, and I'd see drug busts everywhere, I'd see murder, I'd see awful things. And instead of letting that get me down, it was my call to action. And when I finally got involved with CSAP, it gave me the opportunities to get out there and change my community for the better. And now I know that today's world, it's messed up, but we can't do anything about the present. So the whole point of CSAP and reaching out to young people is to improve the future, not today's world. One of the biggest things that we do is the Teen Summit. We have over 150 attendees. And during that summit, we educate people either older than us or younger than us. Anybody that can reach out to any school in Cabell County to touch lives and to make a difference in their community. To talk further on that, I'm going to introduce my good friend, Bree Stanley.
Well, to start out, my name is Bree, not Bray, so I figured I'd clear that one up. Yeah, I joined this when I was in like 6th grade, and it was just kind of, starting out, everybody's scared to talk to people, and you kind of just sit back in the corner and watch everything happen. But as you get into doing stuff, you meet new people, and you find out that it's fun, and you're teaching people about stuff that they don't really know about, and you're helping with stuff that you never really thought you could make a difference in. And I went to Teen Summit a couple years ago, and I was a camper, and it was just one of those big messes everybody's scared to go to. Well, last year I went, and I was a counselor, and it's a lot different because you get to watch these other kids, and you see them all struggling with other issues, and you want to help them, and it's really great when you can go in and you see this one kid and everything, he just changes by the time camp's over. It's only 5 days, and there's just this big miraculous change. And you know that whatever was going through his mind the first day of camp is just gone, and camp helped him so much, and it's just really worth it. And I think that's what this program is really about. It's about helping the people that older people can't really reach, because the kids our age are more, let's stick with the people that we know and not feel like we need to stay in a corner and hide. And I think if the kids our age help with those kids, we're going to reach more people than we really thought we were going to. And the point is to reach them and try to make the world better that way. Because, like David said, the people that are already grown up are already past that point. If we fix the problems that start at this age, we're going to fix the generations that come up next. And that'll make a really big difference in the world, and I think that's really important. But I think I'm going to let that go and introduce Joey.
My name is Joey Keith. I'm from Cabell County, part of CSAP and NYLI, and also Youth United. I started this program when I was in 6th grade. I was actually the first group to actually work with Tim way back when I was here. There? Okay. And just seeing the things going on in my community was a real, just like eye-opener. Like, never thought anybody that was about my age was doing drugs or anything. And growing up in the Fairfield community and Cabell County, which is a big bad part for drugs and a lot of people selling and all that other stuff, I can probably walk a whole block and probably count 12 drug houses alone. But that number has decreased since the youth has been involved, because there's more youth out there caring and supporting what's going on in their community, because they don't want their kids to grow up in a community like they're growing up in. Because when you're afraid to walk down your own street and you can't do the things that your parents used to do, play basketball at the community basketball center without somebody going up to some random person and shooting them for no apparent reason. Like when I was 7 years old, a shooting happened in front of my house. Never found the motive, never found the guy who did it. All over maybe some drugs, money, something stupid. Something that youth can help to prevent. A wise man once told me, the strongest words come from the youth. If it wasn't for the youth, the community wouldn't be where it is today. Thank you.
So Region 5 just says to each and every one of you, go into your communities, put out the call, answer that call, and go be a hero. Thank you.
Thank you, Region 5.